Yet another weekend session where I discuss my red list and prepare the list for the entire week. Before I do that, let's quickly discuss about what I am looking for here, and that would also have to do a little bit about where the market is currently. So, we basically are trying to, in my opinion, build a bigger base, a reversal base, and we just started a day pullback, 1 day pullback. Okay, and this is, there are two ways to look at it. One way would be that okay, we have broken out of the previous pivot pivot high, and then this is a higher high. But we also are on the day one of the pullback, and this pullback looks nefarious in the way that it has engulfed previous 1 2 3 and even the last 4 days candle. So looks like a pretty bad pullback. But the on the other hand, it also is currently pulled back to the previous breakout region here. The other way to look at is maybe this is not a breakout region. The real breakout was of a downtrending line, so it could what it can do it could do is it could pull back slightly deeper also. In any case, we should always be ready to look and to find stronger stocks which are pullback at low risk areas, so that we can, if this pullback now starts to move back up, and bounces back, we are ready with our list. So what I'm looking for currently, the actionable lists would be not so much the tightness, because frankly there are very less setups which are tight. As you can see, the general market was bearish, and then most of them would have broken down any tightness they have had. So then what am I looking for? I'm mostly looking for, of course, the tight names, because there will be here and there some, but mostly stronger names which have been pulled back. Now when we say that, because we know that the the larger structure is also, the market is reversing uh, from uh, uh, from a lengthy downward period, so not many stocks would be around the highs. Okay, but as swing traders, we would always want to look for stocks that are at around the previous highs, making fresh highs as opposed to the market, because that's what relative strength is all about. So I basically clubbed my list. Some of them are not ready, but strong, and they are starting to pull back, or they are just strong, they're not pull back. So these would be some strong names which I will want to follow through the week going forward. Some of the names are pulling back, but they are at the lows, and they are from the reversal basis. Some of the names would be making bigger, larger base, which I call big bases, and they are at around the resistances or just broken out, and yeah. So the more actionable ones would be, like I said, pullback names, because that's what the general market is also doing. Okay, so that being the introduction, the first name which I think is strong, one of the strongest, and also pull back to a low risk area, is KSCL. Yes, you can see that it is very nicely name which serves the 1021. This was the bigger base. This was the bigger base. Generally, once the big base breakout happens, the first pullback is the most actionable one. Having said that, the next couple pullbacks can also be actionable names. So this would be the first pullback, and I remember I did trade this pullback as well, and now it is second time pulling back to the 10 to 1. So in my opinion, this still is a actionable setup given the broader market conditions. Now NH Narayan Hudrila is slightly more extended than KSCL, so you can see that this was the base, and then this would be the first pullback, this would be the second pullback, albeit this pullback was very difficult to trade because of the volatility, and now this is the third pullback. um, I'm not personally very keen on this, but it is a setup nonetheless. Panacea Biotech is something which I like really well, and if you have been following me, the it is a multi-year big base breakout. It has one touch, two touch, three touch. This is the fourth time it has actually broken out of this huge base. Okay, and in the short term as well, this is a prior uptrend. This is a base. This is the handle. The handle is not sloping down, but it's very strong, and then it's broken out, and this is essentially the first pullback, first tightness after the big base breakout. So this is really nice. The only thing which is not nice about this is this tight area has a little bit more volume than I would like. Plus, also it's a 5% name. So I know that there are many traders who are not very comfortable to trade name the 5% circuiter. But the again the other thing is that if you analyze almost 50% of all multi baggers in any year, around 40 to 50% of them will have been a circuiter name at some point of their uptrend. So that's that. Bharti Airtel. Now, in general, uh, this is a large cap. Generally, I don't trade large cap, but again, this is a big base breakout, huge breakout, and then this is a really nice pullback, orderly pullback, and the essentially the first pullback after the big base breakout. So this is another actionable setup that way. Deccan Cements, very small company. If you see again, this is also a big base breakout, and essentially the first pullback. Now this is slightly choppier name. The why I like it is because this has a very strong character of going whenever it is going up. So that's why I have, and it's also presents us with a tight area here. Diamondi, very similarly, it is again very choppy, not something which you would have traded in general, but this it has broken out from this base, prior trend, and then the first pullback. So a lot of pullback names is what I'm looking for currently. TD Power is not that great. It's not that great. Could pull back and form a deeper T, second T. This is the first T, second T. Having said that, it could bounce from here as well. So currently it's at 1021, and if you choose to not focus on this, it is a very nice 1021 surfer for now. SML Isuzu, violent rejection here, but again after around from the 1021, it basically recovered the this one. So this is like a demand candle here, and this last 3 days is a tight area. HEG, similar to SML Isuzu, very strong prior uptrend. uh, T1, this is a T2, this is also a pullback setup. DB Reality, again this should be actually further below here, because this is like a reversal base. This is not exactly at the highs, so maybe we will just put it here. KFintech, not exactly at the highs, clipped, broke out of this previous high, and now we have a higher high in a shorter time frame. Also, last 3 days looks like a good pullback. This is still some way away from the 1021, but it also has earnings, so I would like to see how it reacts around them, and that's why it's at the top of my list. Another one is Vadilal. Now this is another very strong name. All these refrigeration names have been stronger in the last 2-3 months. Slightly extended, also slightly above 1021. So this is not ready yet, but could be ready very soon. Now these are the names which are mostly more of a big base breakout. So Lloyd Metal, there is a clear pivot here. Force Motors, this is a larger base. Maybe you will appreciate this on a weekly time frame. And now this 3 week was a nice pullback, and this one last week was a up move, sort of trying to break out. So it is trying to form a tight area now here, and also last four candles are tight. APL Apollo, you can see this is a very nice base. This is actually a humongous base, part of a humongous base, and there's a low, and this is a clear pivot here. Masdog also a bigger base, something that I have been tracking. One of the leaders from this particular group. Kiri Industries also a big base, violent rejection on this day, now getting again tight at the key moving averages. So sometimes when the base is slightly choppier, it's better to get in when they are pulling back rather than when they are breaking out, because as you can know that breakouts are very difficult to sustain um, in current market environment. So you will also have to slightly change your entry tactics, if not their setups. India Glycol, another name which is showing tremendous strength at around the previous highs. There is a clear pivot here, slightly trending down, and one could say this is right at the pivot, at a breakout pivot, and now currently pull back to the 10. I would like some more tightness here, but this could set up if the market bounces back. Patanjali last two candles are strong demand candles. Off right when it clips the 10, it goes back up, and I might not trade this. Looks very choppy. Just also to look at how they behave. Other housing finances are also very strong currently, along with other financials. Might not be, might not, it's not really, there are better setups than this, but again, I would like to follow them. STAR, which is Strides Pharma, big base, getting volatility getting contracted. This was a higher pullback. Pullback is getting smaller, and then some more tightness, and then it can set up. PGL big base, T1, T2, T3 at the 50. There is no tightness here, but any tightness here is again gonna set up. And again, the other thing which I said previously for Kiri and all, that it's always better to buy pullbacks rather than breakouts, given the market condition also applies here. Currently it's not set up yet. Manorama is another really good name, and yeah, so the breakout candle would be this particular 9% 10% up move. It's also right now around the previous highs. The best thing for this would be to have like a handle, could be like this, could be like this. Also I had a humongous earnings, although Tradingview में नहीं नज़र आ रहा है यहाँ पे, but it had a great earnings, so that's why it's in the list. Nava, this is a tight area, and looks like we will have it's it's a cheat pivot here. Windmark again a cheat pivot here. Skipper also a cheat low cheat pivot getting tighter, and this is a reversal base. Stylebars, now this is IPO name, good move off the lows, and now any tightening area action here is going to be good. Kolte Patel, a very nice flag. This is a T1. Now the second T is getting formed. So these are some of the names I would like to keep in my radar watch for any possible entries. All right, so moving below, these will be names which are mostly coming from sort of reversal basis. Valor, Estate, DB Realty previously pulling back, and currently Silver Surfer, 1021 Surfer. Every time it comes back to the 10, it is sort of bouncing back. So Repco Homes, Reversal setup is the pivot got taken out, and then after that we pull back. We have a bullish hammer at the 10 now. Ninna Sangavu, very similar, reversal base. It's a huge downtrend, and then blue towers gone up, broke out of the previous high. You can say this one or this one, and now it's pulling back to the 1021. Kirlos Engineering, not exactly a great setup, but again a very tight pivot here, tightness there. Innova CapTab, similar to some of the other names we've seen, like maybe Style Bazaar or Kotle Patil. We have a tight area here. Forza Balu, this did not materialize, pulling back. Maybe this is not such a great setup, so I'll just put it out of the list. IWEL again, reversal base, broke out, pulling back now. Zota could still continue the downtrend, but there was some tight area until this candle showed up, but currently still around the key moving averages. This is not actionable right now. We need a couple of days of tight action here, after which it will become actionable. Servotech, again reversal base getting tighter around the above key moving average. IIFL services, now so this is going to announce soon, and then we'll see how it reacts. There is a clear pivot here. POCL, clear pivot, it reversed from there, and then now pulling back nicely. The pullback had very scarce volumes, and now has a demand candle there around. It's not really great, but it's still fine. Power Mech rejected from this pivot, now pulling back to the 1021. And there are some other few names which are doing well. Now RBA is really good. This would have been an entry candle when it was breaking out of this few tight days. Really good looking tight days. There's also a reversal base. But it was very dangerous to open any positions on Friday, given how the market reacted. So, but any tightness here, this would be a strong name which did not go down when the markets were going down. So that would give an element of relative strength to the name. Chola Financial Holdings now. Yeah. So the reason why I am not putting Chola along with this other big base is because although looks like a big base, but this is still the cup. So we don't know how, if it will make an handle or not, if it will go, like then it would be a saucer kind of a breakout. But in general, because of the market conditions, they're already fairly extended. So I would like some more tightness or some pullback here. Kanye's also, again, best time would have been to get in here somewhere. And if that was the case, then it would make sense to track it more, to track it, diligently for another pullback entry. Rajratan, after a long downtrend, there is a highest volume ever here on Rajratan, and the bounce of this lows was now with high volumes, and last 2 days it has been pulling back with relatively slower volumes. Again, I don't think this is actionable yet, but because of the prior uptrend has such higher strength, it's definitely something one should track. Same with Atul as well. This up move was with high volumes, and if you look at it on a weekly time frame, you can see that this bottom one, this is like a potential second bottom, and the bounce of the second bottom was on very high volumes. Perhaps earnings were also good, I'm not very sure, but this is something one should track, or I'm tracking rather. SMS Pharma also, after this pullback on weekly, which in daily it would look like a downtrend, this broke out, and any tide action would make it actionable again. OFFS not so much. I'm not sure why this is here. Maybe I liked it on weekly. Yes, so on weekly this is a really good candle, which is also reversing the trend. And now any tight area there would be something to look for. Swaraj, this is like getting choppy now, but I liked it here, and I would still like to follow it how it does. Wari, very similar to Rajratan, did really well off to climb till 3000 from 22,000, and now it is pulling back. So any sort of pullback and then bounce would be a good PVC setup. So that's all from my side this week. Yeah, I do this every week. I go through my watch list and share with you guys. So if you think this is helpful, feel free to share the video, like it, and also subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.